Hi everyone. Ajax 0, Liverpool 3. Another game lost in the Champions League. With me today, Yellan, to discuss the game and everything that's happening with Ajax. Yellan, welcome.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you for
that
having
you're
me.
here. Uh, we uh, we lost against Liverpool. We're out of the Champions League. Tell us, what did you see in that game in the first half, second half? What did you
Yeah,
like? What didn't you like?
I think they started off well. I was happy to see Robbie as a striker. He has been, as the coach said, developing well, and finally he gets a chance in the starting lineup. And you saw it, the first chance was due to his strong dual power and keeping the ball, allowing Bergwijn to put the ball to Berghuis. Nearly hit the post. Nearly went in, hit the post. And then Tadic also had a good chance in the first half. So we started quite well. But after 20 minutes, the intention dropped a lot. And Liverpool was able to dominate us in the first half, in the second part of the first half. So I don't understand why the drop back happened. I don't know if it's a physical or stamina thing, but it was very clear to see that they were dropping off the pressing, and that allowed Liverpool to get into the game. So yeah, that was the start of the decline in this match. So yeah,
Yeah. I think it's also due to scoreline, maybe mentality, just not seeing the positive outcome of the game anymore. But okay, we got two big chances in that first half. We didn't finish it, and then Liverpool. I think that was their second shot on goal. Immediately, they get a goal before halftime. How did you see that one? Who's there to blame?
I
Is there
think a lot
someone to
of
blame?
yeah, a lot of things happened there. Salah came back from offside, so it was weird. Um, and then he suddenly joined the attack again. But there should be communication between the central defenders. And I feel
Yeah.
like that neither of our central defenders is a type that is setting up the defense like Blind did last year. And from the left back position, he's not able to organize the defense as well as he is in the central defense position. And then you see that he also misses his vision to be in the right spot at the right time because Salah was his man, and he didn't have the vision to close him down and to see, hey, this is my man, and he can become dangerous.
Yeah.
And then Pasveer, I think I definitely should have been on his line. It's not that Pasveer is to blame, but he had no business being there. So a lot
Most
of
definitely.
factors contributed to conceding that goal. But I feel like it's a structural problem in the defense that there is a lack of communication. There is no leader in the defense.
Yeah, so we're missing Martinez for sure in that back
Yeah,
line because it was
yeah,
actually Martinez Timber last season.
yeah.
And then I mean we go into the half. You think we had a decent first half. You think Schroeder will change some things, discuss it with the team. You get back on the pitch fully focused, and then we get the second goal very early, and it's from a header from Nunes. So yeah, how did you see that one? And was that over for you after that?
No, it was over before that, but
The game? Yeah, was it? Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I didn't see a team that was fighting for their last chance. Even though the coach said before the match that he wanted to see a team that was fighting for their last chance, I saw that the first 10 to 15 minutes. But in a sport like football, you cannot let your intention go down if you don't get the result you want. So the ball on the post from Berghuis and the chance from Tadic, if they don't go in, you should keep fighting. And I saw a drop in intensity with the pressing, but also with the belief. And that's on the coach to fire up your guys in the dressing room. And I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. But the concentration wasn't there with the corner kick. There is no way that Nunez can head the ball in between three defenders, and there's a defender on the line who is completely out of position because the ball went in at the far post, and that is where a defender on the line should be, on the far post. So again, a lot of
Yeah.
things went wrong in that situation because it was a simple corner, just near post corner, outswinging corner. You should be able to defend this. This is ABC football.
Actually,
So
what
yeah,
bothered me was that I think Sanchez was on Nunez defending
yeah,
him,
yes,
which I think it should be Alvarez always. It's one of their better headers. But the guy you're talking about, I think, is Blind that moved away from
on the line, yeah,
on the line. Okay, and then Elliot with that actually a decent goal. I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty goal from a difficult angle.
yeah.
Um, but also there, you told me before it's also miscommunication from Ajax. Why do you think that?
Timber was again completely out of position. It was a coming midfielder, so from the midfield, it actually came from the back of Alvarez, so he wasn't sharp as well. But then you have to have an agreement with your central defenders. Okay, I'm now going to mark this man because it's a player that comes in from the midfield, and there is no agreement, no communication about what to do when that happens. And I feel like that should be the basic in defending uh, against a team like Liverpool. So I don't know if it's a situational thing, but it seems that there is no communication or no agreements or no if this happens then we do this. So I feel like that's also something for the coach to sharpen. And I see this happen week over week over week with RKC as well. These were identical goals to the RKC match. Also not sharp marking, players open in the box, like there's no communication, there's no sharpness. um, and I think Timber is not in the best phase of his career. It's not that he is to blame for everything, but he is not as sharp as he was last year. And maybe that has
No,
to do with Martinez not being there to put him in the right position or to do the
exactly. Yeah,
dirty work. But there we're missing something in the back line.
yeah. Well, I'm looking at your at your grades, and
Yeah,
I see that Timber and Bassi and Tadic have the worst grades.
yeah,
All three of four,
yeah,
and but I also see Bergwijn a 7,
yeah.
which is pretty high, and Broby a 8.
Yes,
Um, can you explain those grades for me? And
definitely.
if there are, yeah, and if there are any other players you want to highlight, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like to start with the positives, Broby was very good in keeping the ball. He was very strong. Um, so that was literally why he was in the team. And he was creating and setting up the chances by keeping the ball. He was literally the only striker that kept the ball at his feet. And I feel
Yeah,
like Berghuis was working really hard and he was constantly pressing the opponent. Even in the second half, he was the only one on the whole pitch who was pressing the opponent at 3-0 down. So that's why he got a higher grade. And I also saw Bergwijn tackling back into his own penalty box. He was constantly going after the wide wingbacks after Trent Alexander-Arnold, for instance. So he was
yeah,
tracking back all of the time, and I didn't see Tadic do this once. So that's
no,
why off the ball and on the ball, Tadic was just not there. He played a uh, very bad match, but he didn't work as hard as I would expect him to do, even if he plays bad. He didn't get many
yeah,
balls. The balls which he got, he handled terribly, and he wasn't working hard to put the team in a better position. So
yeah,
that's why you get a four. This is our captain. He should be going in the front line, and I didn't see that. I didn't
exactly.
see that from him.
Yeah,
So yeah, bit harsh maybe, but I would expect much more from him.
and why Blind a 6? Because if you're blaming Bassi and Timber so much with a 4,
Yeah,
why Blind still a 6?
I think that Blind was the only one who played from the back and had a lot of forward passes who were relatively successful. If you look at Wijndal after he came into the team, had 4 turnovers. Bassi in the second half had maybe 6 turnovers. All of his passes in front were literally to a Liverpool player. So
Yeah,
it's one thing to lose a player marking and he scores. That's very bad. But also on the ball, they were horrible. And I feel like Blind did an okay job in the first half to at least get the ball to a teammate. Yes, he was vulnerable in
yeah.
defense, but he was really getting the ball to the teammate. And then it could have been a bit lower, but I think given his recent form, this was an okay match for Blind.
And well, Yellan, we didn't have you on the channel for a while. I mean, a lot of games passed. Champions League and Eredivisie. Are you seeing something positive about this team? Are you happy with our coach? What's your vision now, and what are you expecting from our coach and technical staff at the moment?
Yeah, well, people who know me know I'm very critical about Schreuder. It's because of the decisions he makes. I don't understand why you can substitute Kudos on for Klaassen, I think, and then 1 minute later sub off Robbie for Taylor. That doesn't make any sense to me. Not only because he was the best attacker on the pitch, but also why then put Kudus in the striker position again? Why not take Tadic off and try it with Conceição, who came in the 85th minute? I don't understand these substitutes. And I don't think he does either, and then he substituted Berghuis in the 84th minute or something, who was the only one who was still pressing. And Alvarez had an okay match, also substituted Alvarez, like you're giving up basically at the 84th minute. Of course, the match has been played, but for the spectators, how can you substitute 3 of your best players in that match? I don't understand. And I don't see the vision that Schreuder wants with Ajax. I have no clue what he wants.
No, the tactic is not visible on the pitch
to me, no.
What he exactly wants. No,
I don't see his play style.
And are you of the camp that gives Schreuder more time, or are you from the camp of actually it's over and just go for another coach?
It's a bit catch-22, because I don't think with the quality we have and the form we have at the moment that another coach is going to come in and do much better at the moment. But I also don't see progression in the team, and I don't see a vision. If you looked at Ten Hag at the beginning, he wasn't performing as well, but there was a clear vision in how he wanted the Ajax to play. And over the years, we saw progression, and it went on and it went better. I don't see that. But to have to sack Schreuder already, given the fact that all the players say he's tactically very well developed, that he's a very good tactical coach, he makes players better, is what we hear before he came to Ajax. He must be doing something right. He did okay job at Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim was it, I believe. So there must be some quality in there that's just not showing. And maybe it's the pressure, maybe it's the lack of courage to make decisions, or he's making the wrong decisions. So I would say we're out of the Champions League. We're probably going to go to the Europa League. I would say might as well just give him a couple of more months and see what happens, because I don't think switching now will do Ajax any good. But there need to be very firm discussions if this is our coach going forward for next season, and we have to see genuine progression over the rest of the season. If it progresses to a worse state, then yes, I think it should be time to get another coach. But I think he needs a little bit more time. But I'm not hopeful.
And my last questions to you, Yellan, before we end this: do you think we should get someone in the winter break to balance out the team a little bit more, or do you think this should be sufficient quality for Schreuder to get the first spot in the Eredivisie and do some damage in the Europa League?
The first part of your question, yes, I think we should get someone. It's difficult to see how we can get in the winter transfer period, or who we can get, I must say. I do think that we should.
I've been hearing Ziyech a lot on Twitter.
Could be, but where is he going to play? Because our problem is in the back line. So if we shouldn't get something, I think we should get someone for the back line. Someone who can orchestrate the defense, organize the defense a little better. I think Bassi needs a lot of time to develop. I see some moments where I think, okay, he could be an Ajax player as a man stopper, not as a left back, to add to that, but as a central defender. So Ziyech, we would only add more problems, but because he's not willing to substitute Tadic. So where was Ziyech going to play? I think our midfield is relatively okay. I think our problem is in the defense. So if I would say at any spot, it would be central defense spot, maybe maybe an 8, a good 8. I think Taylor was horrible. He had been injured, so why would you substitute him on if he's not fit enough to play? But a good 8 would be okay. But I think defense is where it hurts the most. 15 goals in 4 European matches. The last 4, 15 conceded. I have never in my Ajax life as a supporter experienced this.
No, me neither.
So bit of a rant, sorry, but
no, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. I just wanted to end it with, so you are still in the camp. Give Schreuder some more time. We should get someone as a defender for the defensive position. And what happens if we lose against PSV? Will you still be from this opinion?
I think that the season is still very long, and I think we should have the quality in the team to at least mount the title challenge. But yeah, it's very crucial the coming month or 2 months with regards to Schreuder keeping Schreuder as a trainer. We should qualify for Europa League, but I don't think we stand a chance to get far in the Europa League. Not with how the squad is performing at this moment. So we can focus all energy on the domestic league, and I think we should be able with this team to win it. But that we need to see something from Schreuder, because this is clearly not working. So he needs to come up with a plan, and then we can accurately judge if it's a good trainer for Ajax. But he has to do something.